Imagine this. It's dusk on a Monday night in a small town in South Carolina. Two girls pull up for what's supposed to be a casual exchange of not-so-casual goods. So you slide into the passenger seat, making nervous small talk with the driver, 17-year-old Kelsey Rhae Mixon, as she aimlessly drives you through suburbia. Suddenly, she slams the brakes outside an empty elementary school parking lot and trades a devilish glance with her friend in the back seat. Then, before you know it, the girl in the back hops out, pops the trunk, and two men appear from behind the vehicle with weapons in hand like something out of a heist film. Before you can even process what's happening, you're surrounded. A pistol round fires into your leg and the butt of the weapon cracks your jaw. You're dragged from the car and dumped onto the soft grass of the schoolyard. Flat on your back, staring at the fading glow of the sunset, you fear for your life, wondering how you ever trusted Kelsey Rhae, the seemingly innocent teenager who would later grow up to become TikTok famous, betraying the trust of maybe anyone unlikely enough to fall for her small town charm. Oh, hi, hello, it's Swoop, and welcome to the dark waters of the sus pool, the place where everything and everyone is sus, maybe even us. Come on in, the water's fine. Welcome back, Suspirians. So whether your education came from public school, private school, homeschool, or literally no school at all, get ready to level up both your knowledge and your skepticism of influencers. Okay, shocking, I know, because today's story is a lesson you'll only learn here in the cesspool. If you're new here, welcome to my second channel. Over on my main channel, Swoop, I do full-length deep dives, and over here, we don't, okay? We dip into the dark waters of the cesspool where everything is unhinged, so welcome to the chaos. If you're into mind-bending, dark, and twisted tales, subscribe to this channel, bring a towel, tell your friends, okay? And go ahead and send the like button to the latest MLM scheme link, see if she clicks on it, and then take all of her information. I'm kidding, don't do that, but also hit like, okay? And I should just note, like 40% of you come back and watch week after week after week here, but you're not subscribed, okay? Go ahead and hit subscribe. And you can also join our Patreon community for exclusive access to 4 more videos per month. Yes, I know, unhinged, okay? 4 more exclusive, uncensored, unfiltered videos per month, plus the entire back catalog of videos only available on Patreon. We've got the podcast over there, extended episodes, and videos that I honestly just can't post here, okay? Okay, we're gonna dive into the chaos, but first I have to be nosy and ask, hai qualche programma? So I have to tell all of y'all about this time that I was traveling in Rome. This was so embarrassing. So I was standing at this tiny little coffee bar and I very proudly asked for a latte, thinking I was ordering, you know, like a latte, like, you know, with coffee. Honey, when I tell you the way the barista just looked at me and handed me a tall, plain glass of milk, it was so embarrassing, but you know, I had to play cool, okay? We locked eyes. I was sipping it like that was my plan all along while silently choking back tears and wondering if this barista was somehow just secretly laughing at me inside. And this, dear Suspirians, was my wake-up call. I needed Babbel, so a huge thank you to Babbel for sponsoring today's video. They've been a wonderful supporter of our community, and I just love Babbel so much. Babbel is one of the top language learning apps in the world. I've been using Babbel to learn Italian, and it has made everything so fun and easy.
Lui è di Milano.
Lui è di Milano. Sto bene, grazie.
Come si scrive?
Come si scrive? In like just 15 minutes a day, I can sneak in a lesson rather than answer my 500 new emails. This is way more fun. Come ti chiami? Boom, nailed it. I'm getting better. Babbel's lessons are made by real language experts, and they actually teach you how to have real life conversations about travel, food, relationships, business, all of it, so much more. Like if I'm out and about, I can say things like, posso avere più parmigiano, por favore? Can I please have some more Parmesan? I need the cheese. Or if I'm out shopping, I can just hit them with a little, quanto costa questo? How much does this cost? Basically, Babbel is like your own personal language coach and is scientifically proven to help you start speaking a new language in just 3 weeks. It has several different ways that you can learn. Like you could do some listening exercises, speaking, and it'll like listen to you and your accent and kind of critique your accent. And that's very helpful. Loro sono Didn't get it. Let's try that again.
Loro sono francesi.
Loro sono francesi. Better. And with their 20-day money-back guarantee, it is truly just facilissimo. It is so easy, honey. Literally, I'm telling you, just download and try Babbel. You'll be so hooked learning a new language. You can impress your friends, sound fancy at a restaurant. It's amazing for travel. Click on my link in the description or scan the QR code to get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription. That is such a huge deal. And then you'll wake up one day just saying, "Che bella giornata," what a beautiful day, without even thinking about it, okay? And tell me in the comments what language you want to learn, whether it's for travel, connecting with family, or just to feel like the main character ordering fancy food at a restaurant. Tap my link or scan the QR code to get up to 55% off your subscription. Learn a new language and treat yourself, honey. You deserve it. Okay, grab your flotation device and let's dip in to the cesspool. So Kelsey Rhae Mixon, who goes by Kelsey Rhae online, is a South Carolina mom and wife who once faced 90 years in prison for attempted murder and robbery, and now has 1 million followers on TikTok who live by her advice. And we're not even gonna get into that case. Believe it or not, it's not even related to why we're here today, but wild, right? Nonetheless.
I know deep down inside, there's other moms that are like me that are going through this and experiencing this, especially moms who are healing. And so, like, is there any other moms, I know there are, that get so overstimulated, so stressed out that, like, your kids talking to you sometimes, like, in your brain, you're just like, please shut the f.
She has found a fresh start at life through her journey as a TikTok influencer, or more specifically, a momfluencer, you know, my favorite kind, who happens to have a very strong, bold, snarky stance on basically everything parenting and weight loss, with a dark motive that lurks just below the surface, in my opinion.
You don't want to go into debt, which you should not want to go into debt over a wedding. Go into debt over things that are going to actually make money for you, make you money.
Over the past 6 years, Kelsey Rhae has mastered her content niche of documenting her weight loss journey of sorts and life as a mom of 4, a recovering addict, and hashtag girl boss, with videos reaching anywhere from like 10 to hundreds of thousands of views per video.
It takes the average person up to 400 days to get into a state of ketosis with a strict keto diet. But I do it within 50 minutes drinking 1 drink a day. And it literally tastes like God's piss. I mean, it just tastes amazing.
With occasional major viral clips like this 5.5 million view video propping up anti-LGBTQ beliefs, because, you know, the world is worlding everywhere.
I will ask Congress to pass a bill establishing that the only genders recognized by—
Amen, brother. I have thoughts and we're just gonna not now. Oh, that's another time. Or of course, there's this illuminating parenting advice encouraging kids to, let me check my notes. Eat dirt. Eat dirt, which has racked up 2.5 million views.
You want to know the best way to build a child's immune system? Let them run around outside with no shoes and play in the dirt. Shit, let them eat the dirt. The more natural germs you allow them to come in contact with, the harder it's going to be for them to get sick. The worst thing you can do is put your child in a bubble and protect them from everything.
I'm sure eating literal dirt, which is likely mixed with, you know, things like dog piss as they pass by, is super healthy, but go off, queen. Listen, okay, I'm gonna be the first one to say, I am not a parent to human beings, okay? I've got the cats, right? So there's always gonna be elements of stories like this that, like, I don't know. So, like, let me know in the comments if, like, is that a thing that you would recommend? It's hard for me to imagine just being like, yeah, I want the kid to eat dirt, okay? They're gonna, who knows what's mixed in there, but just go ahead and eat. It's gonna build up. It's good protein for the immune system. I have a really hard time believing that, but chime in the comments, chime in, parents. Tap in the chat if I don't know what I'm talking about, okay? Anyways, fast forward a year, and I don't know she'd agree with her own advice, but everything changed in March 2024 when Kelsey, pissed as a kid smeared in dog shit that they ate in the dirt, unleashed a furious rant about her children's school and finally hit the mega virality she'd been chasing. Almost overnight, her viewership grew by nearly 300% as she divided, like, mom talk into 2 camps. Those who vehemently agreed with her stance and those who condemned her hot take as a bad parenting. And so we're gonna have a look.
What in the fuck? I just got a message from my son's teacher. He's in first grade. He's 7 years old. And I got a message from her stating that if he misses 10 consecutive days, then he will be automatically withdrawn from the school.
So like I'm going to point out first, I did a little looking into this, right? And this is a common practice thing within schools, and it depends on the state and like the region and all kind of stuff, I'm sure. But this is a common thing that is done for the well-being of the kid. Let's listen.
I have never heard this in my life.
I don't know how she's never heard this in her life. And I feel like I looked at some of the comments here, and there were some parents who were like, yeah, it's probably in like the documents that you signed when you were like enrolling your child in the school. Did you read it? Did you read the paperwork? I'm just saying.
Furthermore, there was a cop who had showed up to my bonus baby's grandparents' house because they missed school for like 3 or 4 days out of the week or whatever.
I don't know the situation. This is speculation. That sounds like it could have been a wellness check. And I don't know if that would be like something where an officer would show up versus like CPS or social worker or something. But I'm just saying, I don't know. Sounds sensational though.
We had just gotten over the flu, okay? So my family, we have 6 people. Eric is the only one who didn't get it. So we all had the flu. I'm not sending them to school when they have the flu.
No, that's good. Don't do that.
Duh. Do you want me to get other kids sick? I didn't think so. So we didn't send them to school, and they didn't go to school the flu lasts for a week. Okay, so my bonus babies went back to their moms, and I'm pretty sure went back to school. And then as soon as...
This whole bonus babies thing, how do y'all feel about that? How do you think the kids feel about that? Being called something different? I don't know. These are kids that are like from a blended family, right? I don't know. I feel like if I was a kid and I was referred to something differently than my siblings in the family and in the blended family, I feel like that might make me feel a little excluded from things, but I don't know.
The flu ended and my 7-year-old, he immediately contracted pink eye. And then my toddler got it, so I already knew how highly contagious that it was. And so I messaged his teacher and I was like, well, what do I need to do? Is there anything special I need to do? Because he had the flu and now he has pink eye. I don't want to send him to school because number one, he feels like shit. Number one, his eye is crusty, dusty closed. And so what do I need? She's like, just fill out the form on the website, whatever. I was like, okay, cool. And then she just randomly messages me that. So you're gonna win.
What do you mean she just randomly messaged me? Does she mean the 10-day thing? She must mean the 10-day thing.
Withdraw my kid. If I don't have him there every single, I don't know, y'all can share, what's the logic behind that? Because I'm just not understanding it. But for me, I have such this deep rooted feeling of how much the system wants to control our children.
Man, this narrative is it gets wild. I do have to say, number one, she does not show any of the communications or the messaging from the teacher or the school. So I don't know even what to think as far as is she accurately portraying this, but I am venturing a guess here. And then after doing some research and then after also looking in the comments and hearing from other parents that it's very much oh no, you'd get a doctor's note. If you get some type of doctor's note to inform the school that the child is unwell and can't attend school for, a period of time. Now the school has documentation to show that. Now, does that get into some difficult challenges if there are families who can't afford to go to a doctor? Absolutely. Again, very complicated situation with all of this. We're not going to get into all of those layers. We're just going to look at her situation here. And as she brags about how she's made a lot of money, which we'll get to, then she should have no issue getting a doctor's note. That's kind of the thing. It's why is she not including that information? Because I genuinely think that the 10-day thing is to hold parents and the kids accountable, right? Particularly the parents, to make sure they are getting the children to school. That is for the betterment of the child. And it's also a way to just have checks and balances with the parents to be is something going on at home that the school needs to intervene on? Is the child in danger? Is the child being neglected? Who's looking out for the kid?
They act like they own our kids. And I don't know if you guys know this, but look into why the schooling system was ever even created in the first place. It was not to educate our children.
Please don't listen to that. Please don't listen to that. Just because people yell things on the internet doesn't mean they're actually saying shit. I'm gonna leave it there.
It wasn't to teach them the life skills that they need, because we all know that you don't learn life skills in school.
That is so over sensationalized and absolutely not accurate whatsoever. Are there things that I wish that I had learned in school that were more practical to some life applications? Absolutely. But also, did I learn a ton of things in school that were essential to my development as a person? Absolutely. The socialization of it. All of these things are incredibly important, and to just like over sensationalize and write off all of that as if kids never learn anything, you know, like how to read, how to write, critical thinking skills, science, math. Do we think that she's going to be teaching like advanced calculus? It's just kind of losing the plot here and like being very deceiving, in my opinion, about what school actually is to create this like selective outrage against all schooling. All schools, just schooling is just, did you even know that it wasn't ever, teachers aren't actually there to educate your children? There's not a single teacher out there who's teaching anything. Come on, man.
You learn how to sit down, pay attention, and do what you're told. And unfortunately, everybody that has kids in public school, they have to go to work. And they can't afford to put them in something that's like private school or something that's actually teaching.
Why would private school be different? I mean, obviously we know that there are elements, but like, if you're saying schools were never set up, why do you think the privatized institution of school is somehow miraculously different?
Their children like proper life skills, so they have to rely on the public school system, and it's fucking.
There are broken elements to public school. Let's not get it twisted. There absolutely are. And there are incredibly hardworking, dedicated educators who are making massive differences in the lives of literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of kids. And they're very important. To just completely dismiss that is like unhinged to me.
So if you have any advice for me, I would love to homeschool him. I'm just a little worried that I might fuck academics. And
thank you. A little self-awareness goes a long way.
I don't want to make him stupid, because I was homeschooled and I did not get the proper education that I needed.
That's so wild, her saying she didn't get education because she was homeschooled, while making this huge thing about taking the kids out of schooling because schooling isn't going to teach anything. So like, you don't have the experience then of like being in that educational environment because you were homeschooled. And so how are you so certain? Because schooling has worked for a lot of kids. Just saying.
But I did learn a lot of life skills that taught me a lot, that have made me make a lot of money now in my life, which
because it's all about making that money.
Is great, right? But if you have any advice, please let me know. And then tell me in the comments, where do you guys live? And is this something that is normalized where you live with your kids? Does the schooling system also own your kids?
The fact that she's saying the schooling system owns the kids when it's literally the school is like, if you are not responsible in bringing your child to school for 10 days, like 10 consecutive days, then we are releasing the child. That is the opposite of control. I'm just saying.
Please help me make some sense of this situation.
I don't think anyone can help you.
The reason that they ask for doctor's notes, and the only reason...
Oh, now she's pointing out that doctor's notes, they were asked for doctor's notes.
That doctor's notes excuse the absence is because they don't believe you when you say that your kid is sick. Why the fuck to keep my kid home? Like, no thank you. I would love for him to be gone at school for a couple hours. Give me a motherfucking break.
So you don't even want your child at home. Why in the would you then insist on educating your child? You've said that you don't think that you're gonna screw up their education if you homeschool them, and you don't even want your kid at home. The math ain't math, and it's probably because you didn't take a calculus class. I'm just saying this is, and no shade to people who didn't take calculus class. I'm just, y'all know, play on words. Okay, it's a joke, go with me. But I just like, what the hell? What is this? What is this? And then she slips in at the end of it that, actually the doctor's note thing was the reason. And then when you say the school doesn't believe that my kid is sick, I need you to see the other side of the perspective here, where the school could be like, hey, so we actually have to deal with, on occasion, maybe more often than we'd like to, that we would hope, parents who are neglecting the kids. parents who are harmful to the kids, and parents that don't ever take the kids to a doctor. So we need someone else in a position of authority, like a doctor, to be looking in on the kid and make sure that they're okay and make sure that there's not something nefarious going on at home. I'm just saying, like, not understanding that that is also an element of this is wild to me.
But, like, he is sick. And it's not my problem if you don't believe that. Why the a doctor's note for you to believe that my kid is homesick? Off.
So that's Kelsey Rhae. This is gonna be fun. Kelsey has shared in several videos that she grew up in a broken household with uninvolved parents who struggled with addiction and failed to hold her accountable, which is tragic for anyone. I never want to see that for anyone. And maybe that might explain, at least in part, maybe, some of her shock and awe over the school trying to involve her in her own kid's life to this degree. You know, the kid's education, I should say. You know, people, their backgrounds feed and inform how they respond to things sometimes, but like some, you might imagine that a parent should be grateful that the school has accountability measures to raise concerns when their kid isn't showing up for days at a time. That's kind of what gets me. It's like, this seems like it is in the best interest of the child, and is that not what we all want?
Bueller.
So as a high school dropout herself, which also I think plays into this, Kelsey also understood how important an education was to getting ahead in life, or maybe so it seemed.
I'm just a little worried that I might academics, and I don't want to make him stupid. Because I was homeschooled, and I did not get the proper education that I needed.
But all of that virtue seemingly disappeared when she realized that she could reach new levels of virality by publicly lashing out at educators as if they don't have enough that they have to deal with on an every single day basis. I can't imagine, like, I literally cannot imagine what it's like to be a teacher, right? There's elements of stuff like I will provide some pockets of education, but like I'm not managing classrooms and parents in person. That just seems unhinged. I don't know how y'all do it, but round of applause to all the teachers and educators and mentors in the chat. We appreciate you so much. Teachers out here being grossly underpaid and stretched way too thin to manage classrooms, and asshole parents. But you know, I digress. Instead of logic or basic, I don't know, human decency maybe, she chose virality. Like when she posted bitching about how having to sign her son's homework is like this major inconvenience.
I needed to take his homework out of his folder every single night, sign and date this piece of paper.
What, like it's hard?
What, like it's hard?
So needless to say, Kelsey Rhae was very pissed off.
If you have a child in public school, I would like to know what your opinion is on this, because I don't think that I'm in the wrong here. A lot of you guys, if you've been watching my past videos, you already know that I'm pulling my first grader out of school. I'm gonna let him finish out the school year, and then we're gonna be doing Unschool. If you wanna watch more about what that is, there's a video on my profile.
Can we notice the text on screen said teachers on a power trip? And everything that I am getting right now from her, or a lot of what I'm getting, to be fair, I'm getting power trip from her.
Now listen, there's two things that I'm not. I am not a homework mom. I'm not doing that shit with you for 7 to 8 hours a day. Get that shit school. The time that he comes home, that's the time that we're spending together. Now,
That is so wild to me. Listen, people can make a case for if kids are, burdened with too much work or homework and, get really stressed, but also those are building blocks of responsibility for the kid to do additional learning, and that is an opportunity for the parent. Hopefully there's parents there who are responsible and healthy, okay? We can't even get into like all the layers of if a kid is going home to a dangerous home. But if a parent is present in the child's life, this is your opportunity to spend some time understanding what your child is learning, looking at their homework, doing it with them, having it a participatory event with the family.
not doing homework, okay? So I'm not doing homework. Also, I'm pretty hard to get a...
Wait, but also, can we just talk about the fact that you just said you're not doing homework? So then how the hell are you going to homeschool or unschool your kid? How are you going to do that If you refuse to do, 30 minutes, an hour of work when the kid comes home?
Also, I'm pretty hard to get a hold of, and I don't think she likes that. But it's like really hard to get a hold of me. So if you need me, call me. I'll answer the phone. Don't be texting me over some app. That's just not my thing, okay?
Why is that not your thing? It needs to be your thing. If that is the way that the school communicates with parents through an app, that needs to become your thing. I don't know what else to say. Like, she's just giving this vibe of like, she doesn't want to participate in her child's education whatsoever, yet now she's going to be the main educator of her child.
The other day, or a couple weeks ago, she sent home in his folder a piece of paper that had a signature side and a date side. And she told him, didn't say nothing to me, told him to tell me I needed to take his homework out of his folder every single night, sign and date this piece of paper, and send it back to her every single day.
The audacity of teachers asking the parents to look over the child's homework and sign off on it and participate.
Now, listen, I took that piece of paper out and I said, I'm not doing that, baby. That has no benefit to you at all. I have 4 kids and I run a massive business through social media. I don't have time. Literally, I put it on the counter and I haven't signed it. He said, no.
That is like, you have time to make this rant video. You have time to make this 2.5 minute long video, but you don't have 5 seconds to sign your kid's homework, but you're gonna school them at home. That is so unhinged to me. This all feels like a vendetta against the teacher who you've decided you hate. It doesn't sound like this is in the best interest of my kid. So now you're telling the kid, I ain't signing that. What is the kid gonna think? This is wild. The time it took you to make this video, you literally could have signed like an entire month's worth of the kid's homework in the time you took to make this video.
I mean, I'm not gonna get fuzzies if you don't sign it. I said, first of all, that's not gonna happen. You're not gonna get punished for something that I'm not doing, okay?
Wild. So then do it. There's a really easy solution here. Just do it. You're talking about they're controlling the kid. Well, then look at the homework.
So I just kind of shrugged it off, and I was gonna end up messaging her about it, but I never did.
This is someone who's giving me a vibe, again, I'm just speculating, but this is someone who's giving me a vibe of like, she's sending the kids to school, which she's glad she can do because she literally said, I don't want the kids here. And so she sends them off to school, expects the teachers to do everything, and for her to have no accountability and participation whatsoever, while then simultaneously blasting the children for saying that the teachers are trying to control the kids. But you're over here saying you don't want to participate at all. You want the teachers to do it all.
Because I honestly didn't think that was true. I was like, there's no way that she's gonna like punish him for something that I'm not doing, right? There's just no way. That's just not, that's not logical to me. Why would you do that? And so anyways, this morning he said, Mommy, I only have 1 fuzzy and everybody else has 5 fuzzies who haven't signed my paper for my homework.
Now I do see like on a flip side where it's getting weird. It's getting weird, right? Because it puts this kid in this weird position where the kid's like, I'm not getting these fuzzies, I don't know, those like rewards or something because of what my mom's doing. I'm still gonna, like the responsibility is still gonna come on this mom because just sign the dude. Like, do you care about your kid's education or don't you? I don't know. Parents, tap in. Is that weird for the kid to not be getting something? Because then also I'm starting to think about, what if a kid's going home to a harmful family dynamic and the kid's terrified of the parents and can't get it signed, doesn't want to ask, right? That's a thing. So, and then the kid goes to school and is like, everyone's getting these rewards and I'm not, but I'm terrified to ask my parent. It's a lot.
I said, oh, really? Now, we've already had some other issues going on with my son, of things that he's done, being disruptive. We've met before. I've, come to the conclusion that I know my son's not perfect, okay? He is probably the troublemaker. He's the class clown. I get it. But now it's like he's being targeted, and I don't like that. And so he isn't getting fuzzies, and so I've already called the principal, and I was like, I want him moved the rest of the year. If you don't move him to another class to finish out the rest of the year, I'm just gonna pull him now, and he's not coming back next year. So I'd like to know your opinions, not even really your opinions, but have you experienced having to do something like this? And why do we need to sign that they're completing this homework and keeping the homework home? We're not even sending it back to be graded. It's just a way for you, no. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this, please.
I've genuinely never seen someone so uninterested in participating with their child's education, and it is the easiest thing for you to do. Might help your kid. With the backlash at one point wound up getting so bad that she wound up deleting the video, at least temporarily, altogether. So it's kind of like, thank God it's not still out there circulating and vomiting into the laps of unsuspecting scrollers by, but there's no denying it still grew her following. right? Get that bag, baby. And did you clock what she said about being too busy to sign because she's running a massive business? Again, you had time to make the videos, but you're too busy. I won't repeat myself, but you know what I said earlier.
I have 4 kids and I run a massive business through social media.
But going back to the massive business, a big part of her business, which we will get into in just a few seconds, is making TikToks like these that seem relatable to other women who feel stretched thin. Honestly, who among us doesn't? This tactic of potentially exploiting her children's education, aka her refusal to adequately participate in her children's basic education needs without bitching about it for views, was only one part of her journey into the cesspool, as she kept escalating her anti-schooling narrative and riding it to new heights of internet fame.
I want you to deal with your problems by becoming rich!
Kelsey's next viral hit is what truly put her on the map. A fiery declaration with nearly 2 million views in which she announced that she was officially unschooling her children. You heard me right, not homeschooling, but unschooling. I hate it here. We've lost the plot, but maybe that's just my gut reaction. Let's see if we can learn a little bit, because maybe, you know. So let's take a look.
Do y'all remember the video that I made about my first grader being threatened to being expelled if he missed too many days? Like, the school system, you can only miss so many days, and then they like call DSS on you or some shit. Crazy.
DSS. Oh, we get a little more information. Great.
Like, my intuition, my motherly instincts are screaming at me that the schooling system is not for my kids, okay? So, like,
I get that this is layered, okay? I get that there are just kids who thrive more in homeschooled environments. I also know homeschooled environments can become very abusive very fast, or very neglectful, or very fill in the blanks. All the things I said in my previous reactions, okay? All the things, I don't need to repeat myself. She literally said, I don't want the kid at the house.
Not wanting to put him in there, but let's just face it, it's a free babysitter. And you know, we got trying to create a financial, stable life for these kids because we didn't have that.
I'm sorry, she just referred to educators as a free babysitter. So fuck off with that. That is such an unhinged, disrespectful opinion to educators who are like breaking themselves to try to help families and the future and provide opportunities and learning, the most fundamental, important building blocks to a child's development. A lot of times teachers are the only source of hope that kids have. They come from terrible homes and then they get to go to school and they get to have a break from that horrific home. Unbelievable.
I have decided, I'm pretty sure I've made the final decision that I'm going to be doing unschooling. Now, a lot of people have a lot of about this, right? There is public school, there's online public school, there's homeschool, and then there's unschool. It's kind of hard to say. So public school, you go into a brick and mortar building, right? Online public school, you have to still show up to school or show up to these classes, but it's online. And then homeschool is you're still using the schooling curriculum to teach your child, and you still have to turn in paperwork to the government, and you still have to have, you have to check some boxes.
All of those things are called accountability for the parents, by the way. Accountability for the parents, making sure the child is getting their proper education.
Still have to check boxes, which is what I don't want to do.
Yeah, she doesn't want to sign anything, so she definitely doesn't want to check a box.
I don't want to check boxes about my life and my child for the why? Why are we so in this mindset that we have to do this? You know?
She must be fun when it comes to time to paying taxes.
You know what I mean? Like, the government won't let me. What the What the So, anyways.
The government won't let you what? She just says these things and I'm like, what won't the government let you do?
Unschooling is where, and I'm still learning, I'm still researching, but it's basically where you don't have to check a box. You teach your kid what you want them to learn, and a lot of the times you leave it up to them of what they want to learn. And there is studies that show kids who do unschooling and even homeschooling.
Let the record reflect for people who are just listening to this video and not watching. My hands are thrown in the air and not in the millennial, like I just don't care. They are there because I up on this shit. This is unhinged.
Are actually faster learners, and I want to say smarter.
than public school kids. I'm pretty sure there's studies out there, okay? Now, this is not me talking.
I'm pretty sure she has no idea what she's talking about and has not researched this.
Pretty much to that point of I've decided when he's done with this schooling year, I'm going to be doing unschooling. We're gonna be doing like gardening and baking, cooking and cleaning and life skills, and I'm gonna teach him about taxes, I'm gonna teach him about money.
These are all things that you should be doing in addition to traditional, structured, I should say, schooling, okay? I'm just saying, you should be doing this already anyways.
It's gonna be a really good experience, and I hope that you guys are following along because I'm gonna show y'all every So let me know, what are your thoughts, opinions, or advice when it comes to unschooling?
Don't you love watching the makings of another family vlogger with a child who's at home and very likely going to appear in content, allegedly maybe? Can't wait. Now, I do want to note, it's important that we don't, shame homeschooling. There are plenty of reasons why someone might choose to homeschool their child that are very valid reasons. Hopefully it is always for the best interest of the child and not out of some weird vendetta against the school system or against, I don't know, political reasons that people are turning schooling and education into things. But also we have to remember that there are children living with disabilities, that it may be more advantageous for the child's development to be at home with the family. There's literally so many reasons why, but at this point, a lot of you might be thinking, unschooling just sounds like a lot of depriving your kids of an education. Unschooling, not homeschooling even, but unschooling. It literally is the of schooling. And some of the comments under her video would agree with that assessment. As the top comment points out, quote, "I was today years old when I found people are calling parenting a thing called unschooling." Literally, is it not also just parenting? Are these not just the things that you're supposed to be doing all the time anyways, in addition to your child getting an education? What even qualifies as unschooling was the question that I had. So US News defines it as, quote, "an educational philosophy that relies on a child's innate curiosity and desire to learn. In families that practice unschooling, students do not attend school and do not follow any set homeschool curriculum." There's no set curriculum, like no structure. Rooted in the idea of philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau, who believed children should be free to explore their own interests. I would argue that children should be able to explore their own interests while they're also receiving structure and an education, but I digress. The modern American unschooling movement began in the 1970s alongside the emergence of homeschooling. So unschooling actually is a legitimate practice with rising rates in the US. The Guardian reports that, quote, "it's estimated that some 3.1 million American children are homeschooled." Okay. Some research suggests that 12% of those are unschooled. So it's not huge percentage, but it's also a lot, right? Prominent unschoolers have drawn more attention to the movement. Unschoolers claim the pop singer Billie Eilish and her producer / brother Phineas as prominent success stories. Now, I have no idea if Billie Eilish has ever come out or her parents have come out and said, yeah, we unschooled. Like, I feel like this is making speculation into someone's life that they don't have information on, but they're just like, propping up a celebrity and being like, look, this celebrity did it and therefore it's fine. And also I'm like, the celebrity is like a mega monster of a talent. Billie Eilish is like insanely talented and at a very specific thing. And that is such an outlier situation. And even making it in the music business itself is an outlier situation. So I don't think that we could just be like, well, she did it, so we could do it too. And it's like, I hope you're thinking this through.
I have taken out my Invisalign.
My Invisalign, and this is the album.
There is a big difference between homeschooling and unschooling. One is structured, generally, usually with government accountability for children. There's different laws and rules for different states. And the other, the unschooling, feels more like a free-for-all, especially if the parent or the guardian is not equipped to do it, is not doing it for the best interest of the child, is motivated by things like maybe a total disdain for a teacher or a school, and is just like, it all, I'm just gonna whatever, and then wind up just like making a mess of it, right?
Am I really excited about doing unschooling and having both of my kids full time all day, every day? You know, I can't really say yes.
Again, we also have to take into consideration that there are many children who would not thrive in that environment at all. And I don't know if that's being taken into account versus the parents' wants or needs. I don't know. Chime in the chat with your thoughts. So there's one prominent unschooling mom on TikTok who I referenced who has successfully guided her kids all the way through into college. And she doubts that the kind of unschooling that Kelsey is promoting is actually productive. I think she thinks it's actually probably quite dangerous, posting this clapback with a warning to all her viewers.
We have 52 days until I pull my child out of public school and start unschooling him. He will be in...
Y'all, please don't listen to this woman. She doesn't know what the heck she's talking about. And it sounds like she's gearing up as a social media influencer to use her kid to create content around unschooling. She is here giving advice on unschooling when she has never done it. She clearly doesn't know what unschooling is, and from what I have seen of her platform, she's not interested in engaging in the kind of parenting that unschooling requires. My kids are 21, 19, 15, and 13, and they have been unschooled their entire lives. My 3 eldest are now in college. Unschooling is an educational philosophy where you, as a parent, facilitate your child's learning and the development of them as an independent and lifelong learner. Unschooling looks different for every child and every family, so when this creator talks about wanting to build a community where everybody looks and thinks the same, big red flag. I hope I'm wrong here, but from what I've seen, it really feels like she is leveraging unschooling and her child in order to create content and revenue.
As the next school year came around, Kelsey started documenting her unschooling approach. And y'all, it started looking a little sus, okay? A little sus. Susan, have you entered the chat yet, Susan? Are you asleep? Wake up, Susan. Wake up. This is important. Damn it. I'm a detention for you. Y'all, let's go to the clip.
Day 1 of unschooling, and I've got my kids helping me to clean the car out. Teaching them hard work, taking care of the things that you love, that you need. I also just needed the car clean.
I'm sorry. Day 1 of unschooling is child labor. Great, wonderful. We love to see it. The kids are cleaning her car. Now I say child labor loosely. Listen, chores are chores, and they're important if they're age appropriate. But like, this is her unschooling. This is her version of an education for the kids. Clean my car. You missed a spot. You missed a spot. I'm gonna make you wax it after that. Listen, what the f happening? What the f happening?
Teaching them how to follow instructions.
That's what educators do. They teach them how to follow instructions. That's the point of homework. It teaches you how to follow instructions. They ask you a question, it has a deliverable, and then the child delivers upon it, and this parent signs off, because the parent also needs to follow instructions. But that's neither here nor there. The kid's washing the car.
Now they're gonna go grocery shopping with me, and we're gonna learn about reading labels. We're gonna learn about math and money and spending your money wisely.
This is not learning about math and money, by the way. Looking and comparing prices of like fruits.
When you're buying groceries, you need to make sure that the quality of it is good. So turn it over on each one, make sure that there's no molded ones. Make sure they all look pretty good. And if they do, put them in their buggy.
I need us to understand, why is this not something that you are just teaching them anyways, in addition to proper like structure and education?
Of yellow potatoes, we make homemade french fries. We have bananas, 2 things of grapes, 3 things of blueberries, 2 things of
I'm still waiting for the actual education here.
You typically want to make sure that you pick the lowest price, and if it's a low price and it looks like it's a good apple, like honey.
Does the child even know what lowest price means? Because it doesn't sound like you taught them.
Crisp are good apples, we can get a bag of those.
Literally take them grocery shopping. Like, this actually pisses me off. And I hope it gets better. I hope for the sake, if she's gonna continue doing this, then I hope she actually implements some actual, like, further education. So people in the comments were, they were confusion. I am confusion. And quick to call out Kelsey's problematic approach to this elusive form of education. Quote, homeschool mom here. These are chores and errands, not instruction. See, is this not what we're supposed to be teaching the kids anyways? In addition to, they need good, strong, targeted academic instruction too. Show that part too. You got this. So, okay, we love some supportive, constructive criticism. I think that's what was happening in that comment, because at the end of the day, again, her kids are at the mercy of her decisions, and we want what's healthy for the kids. Yes, there is elements that are severely lacking in some educational settings with things like, you know, creating a budget, handling, you know, money, learning how to invest. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing, right? But listen, here's another quote, a little skeptical quote. In my house, we call this running errands and doing chores. Let's not forget the potential isolation this could cause the children if they're cut off from access to other children in a school environment where they can socialize with other kids. But sticking to her guns, oh my gosh, no pun intended for the intro of this video, sticking to her drive and her need for views, Kelsey kept up the unschooling content. So let's see what child labor allegedly is included in day 2.
Day 2 of unschooling, and we're at the park learning how to have fun. But before you get your panties in a wad, listen. Yes, we're going to be doing reading and writing and math and maybe science, but it's not.
And maybe science might be the most terrifying thing of all of those statements. Also, are you qualified? Are you qualified to be able to teach those things? Why do I feel like the maybe science will be like taking the kids to like an aquarium or something, a science museum one time? Speculation.
A section about, well, what if they want to be a doctor or a lawyer? And I think I've already mentioned this before one time already, but like the likelihood of my kids wanting to do something that they don't see that I'm normalizing is very slim. On top of I'm very proactive inside of my profession and my career of being an entrepreneur, they're likely going to follow that path because they're going to see how successful.
I hate all of this. I hate everything about this. And again, she could do what she wants. She could do what she wants. This is just my opinion. To literally say, well, my kids aren't going to be doctors or, you know, whatever, because they don't see me doing those things is so unfair, in my opinion, to those kids. You're literally cutting them short, their dreams, their goals, their aspirations, what they might feel called to do, what their passions might become. You're literally already just cutting it completely short for them. We're talking about control over the kids. This is controlling, in a way, in a weird way, their futures. What if those were things that were in them? What if those passions would have been ignited if they had access to education for them to understand that there is a world beyond just what mom does on TikTok? Ugh.
I'm going to teach them the right way. How many doctors and lawyers and, you know, other professions do you see where they're literally in debt, and most of these people are miserable?
How many social media influencers do you see, and TikTokers and MLM schemey type of people do you see who are literally in debt? You can literally apply that to literally anything in the world, but to limit what the kids are going to want to do based off of your assumptions of how their brains are going to develop is wild to me.
Most of them. I don't know that I've seen a doctor or a lawyer that's like so happy. And like I said,
also that is so wild. That is so wild to be projecting this idea because I don't even know if you've taken a kid to the doctor because you refused to get a doctor's note when the kid was like out of school for like 10 days or something. I know a lot of doctors who absolutely love what they do. They love what they do so much that they volunteer in clinics when they're not, you know, at their regular practice. Like lawyers, I'm so done with this.
And so, day 2, unschooling. We are going to the library, maybe some thrift stores to find some books just to read. We're gonna make it a point in our nighttime routine to read every single night. So read, writing, math, and just doing it in different ways than just sitting down as you normally would in public school. So follow me.
So, you know, like and subscribe, as usual. What I find especially concerning about Kelsey's stance is how she says she doesn't want her kids to be in debt when her whole business is promoting a multi-level marketing scheme, allegedly, to her followers and actively choosing to put them in debt.
I'm genuinely starting to feel like I'm going on this mission to help as many moms as I possibly can just take back their life with their kids and love being with their kids and have the energy to be with their kids and to school their kids on their own. And if that's something that you want to do, get in contact with me. There's a link in my bio. You guys can learn more about what I do and how I work from home, because that's a big problem. It's like you can't afford to not go to work, and I get it. I fucking get it. Like, There's ways to make money from home so you can be with your kids, so that you can unschool and homeschool your kids. It doesn't have to be like this. And if you feel that motherly instinct coming back into you where you're like, I really just want to be with my kids. I feel like I'm not with my kids, and if I don't see them, I miss them. Like, they need you more now than ever. So I would love to help you guys do that. When I first started this, I had a goal to make $2,000. I just needed to make $2,000 a month to get rid of my sugar daddy and to stop cleaning houses. Within 9 months, not only did I make $2,000, I actually doubled that, and I earned my paid for car, luxury car. If you are average, if you can't be consistent and you can't show up for yourself, this will not work for you. If you do not have some kind of internal desire for more, this is not going to work for you. And if you do not have the desire to become the best version of yourself, this will not work for you. I'm not fabricating a story of losing 55 pounds in 4 months. I have pictures to prove that. I'm not fabricating making $1 million before I turn 30. I can prove that. So I give you the blueprint to success of how to do every single thing that I have done. If you guys have any more questions, drop them in the comments. Otherwise, there's a link in my bio.
All right, hold on to your wallets, Suspirians, because this is where the Kelsey Rhae cesspool plunges to new depths.
Meep, meep.
Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the century-long grift of multi-level marketing, MLM, you might be more familiar with its other names like network marketing or pyramid schemes. Now, hold on before Kelsey, anybody, don't come for me, okay? Don't come for me. I'm pleading the case for and against here. It's fair, but let me be clear. I am not accusing anyone of being part of a pyramid scheme, okay? This is all alleged, okay, off of observation, connecting dots and drawing conclusions, but you know there's no other shape this kind of business structure forms. Allegedly.
If that's something that you want to do, like if you're looking to be your best self, become healthier, become like the person that you really dream about being, I can help you do that. If you want to make money by doing so, I can help you do that. You just have to take the chance and be coachable and be willing. Drop a $sign in the comments below.
Yes, folks, if this is all allegedly true, TikTok is now being used as a marketing tool to recruit people to schemes. Shocking. Gasp. Are we surprised? Are we horrified that mom talk algorithm is being co-opted in this way? You bet your buttery biscuits, babe.
Go into debt over things that are going to actually make money for you, make you money. Drop the word apply in the comments, or there's an application in my bio, because this is crazy.
Oh, listen, y'all, I'm in a mood. But let's see what the government has to say about it. So according to the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, quote, most MLMs say you can make money two ways. By selling the MLM products yourself to retail customers who are not involved in the MLM, or two, by recruiting new distributors and earning commissions based on what they buy and their sales to retail customers. Your recruits, the people they recruit, and so on, become your sales network or downline. If the MLM is not a pyramid scheme, it will pay you based on your sales to retail customers without having to recruit new distributors. With Kelsey Rhae's reach on TikTok, she is actively recruiting her viewers to become distributors by promising to help them start their own business. Gee, that literally sounds like every other MLM scheme on the planet, allegedly.
The world revolves around selling. If you can learn that skill set, which I'm going to teach you, you can make millions of dollars. I actually happen to be partnering with a company that sells the only form of exogenous ketones in the world that your body actually accepts as if you're doing the keto diet without having to do the keto diet.
Okay, first of all, you don't run a massive business on social media. You're in a pyramid scheme. Also, how can you say that you don't have time? Because what I heard is that the reason that you join an MLM is so that you have more time freedom. But you seem to have less time freedom because, like, my mom wasn't in an MLM and she didn't have any problem finding the time to sign my folder.
The deeper you dig, the clearer it allegedly becomes. Her so-called weight loss journey story time stuff looks less like a personal story and more like perhaps maybe a front. I don't know, maybe. The real sole purpose of her account seems to be recruiting for a ketones product company called Prove It, which, yeah, prove it. Take one of her earliest videos from 2019, for example.
And this was last night. Sheesh. If you want to know how I did it, like, drop a comment and I'll message you. 55 pounds, you guys. Energy is insane.
Now, she definitely sharpened her sales pitch over time. I'll give her that. But the core formula has always been there. Relate, to the struggling viewer, hook them and push them to this call to action about, drop a comment and I'll give you more info about how you can give me your money to buy this marketing thing. Now, as she scrambles for new ways to boost viewership and reel in recruits, it gives more context as to why she would continue the saga of unschooling her children when that's the content that's putting her recruitment tactic in front of more struggling moms than ever before. Drop a comment if you want to know how to do it. It plays out like a twisted form of TikTok shop, and if people aren't careful, if they don't research, it can easily become as dangerous as it is self-serving.
Honestly, is network marketing your primary or your secondary focus in life? And if it's secondary, can you expect to succeed if it stays secondary?
Now, Kelsey has even recently posted videos of herself in the VIP section of these, grimy, in my opinion, sales recruitment conferences, elated to be making hundreds of thousands or millions off of putting her viewers in potential debt for schemes that at the end of the day, for the vast majority of the people, if not all of them, will probably not work. Allegedly. Like the people sitting in the sections behind her.
He said if you may have made more than $1, stand.
If you made more than $1,000.
So they're basically calling out, they're at this whole conference-y thing. She's at these VIP tables. And then the person on stage is like, how many of you who bought my whatever course, there's network marketing. It literally says, we don't even have to speculate if this is MLM. It literally says network marketing, okay? It literally says it. They're out here calling out, who's made this much money? Who's made this much money? Who's made this much money? Look at me, I've made $1 million. Maybe allegedly, we don't even actually know. A member of our team actually went undercover, bless their hearts, and went through the process of, alleged recruiting scheme to see what one of her recruitment victims might go through, allegedly, if they were a victim. Y'all get what I'm saying. And just to truly play by the rule book in our assessment after having, dug in and gotten a little undercover, let's use the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners checklist for assessing a potential MLM scheme one by one. They state, and I quote, there are several red flags that may indicate a fraudulent MLM or pyramid scheme. Number 1, requiring an upfront investment or bulk product purchase to join. Number 2, unrealistic income claims. Number 3, income disclosure statements. Number 4, high pressure sales tactics focused on recruitment and stocking inventory. Okay, so here is the link to the website. Making Moms Rich says at the very top, hey mama, I'm so glad you're here. Get started by filling out this form. And it's got this little questionnaire going on, like what feels hardest about where you are right now. If that struggle disappeared, how would your life look and feel 6 to 12 months from now? It's all about the struggle with this. What excites you most? Ready to take your health and fitness seriously. So it's really playing in this health fitness thing. How comfortable are you sharing your own journey on social media? What do you want? Paying off debt could be something. More time with the kids sounds good. Plan what kind of result would make this life-changing for you. And it's literally a drop down. 500 to 1,000, 2 to 5,000, 10,000 a month. Like literally it's like giving people this idea that they can make like $10,000 a month, have full freedom, guys, literally full freedom here. Can you cover this up front? We've got these big upfront fees. I used to get to say I can cover the payments up front. If you can't, they're not going to take you. So let's go ahead and use the ACFE checklist as a guide to assess her program. So at the bottom of the second page of recruitment, it literally says, just to be transparent, this isn't free, but it is affordable. Most women start with a flexible payment plan, and we see a return on their investment within weeks. A return on investment could literally be you make $1 and you invested 5,000, by the way. That's very kind of shady language. If we decide we're a fit, So she is literally setting it up to make it sound like this is so exclusive and I'm very hard for, it's hard to get into this. If I decide, if my team or whoever she's referring to, decide that we're a fit, then payment is due at the time of the call so we can get you started right away. So if we look at the second page here, it says, if I give you a step-by-step plan, what kind of result would make this life-changing for you? Claiming you could make $10,000 a month. So like, that's quite literally like giving this, this big investment, got to buy this thing upfront. Remember, you got to pay all this money in upfront for the product or service. So then we look at number 2 on that, criteria list of is this potentially fraudulent, unrealistic income claims. So, making $10,000 a month is more than likely an unrealistic income claim. So there's also basically no income disclosures in sight. As we could see here, couldn't find them, didn't find them. If they're there, let me know, didn't find them. And so we look at like everything about like needing to schedule a call with payment required on the call. Literally screams high pressure sales tactics focused on recruitment. Like imagine if you're on the phone with her or whoever it is answering the phones over there and they're like, oh, we've decided that we're a good fit. So now you feel like, oh, I made it into this exclusive club. And so they're like, in order to proceed, you have to pay us all the money right now. I'm just saying that is a form of pressure versus if you didn't have that interaction, right? So a team went through and filled out some information and hit submit. Okay, we're gonna block out that information, obviously, that was filled out for this. And congratulations, your next step starts here. If you're qualified, you'll receive an email from me shortly. I guarantee an email goes out to every single person who fills this out. Operation Making Moms Rich. Making Moms Rich is wild. Officially begins the moment you submit this form. And here is what happens in the email. We used a faux name here, okay? And it says, great news, you've been selected to explore Operation MMR. This is so unhinged. This is designed for moms who want to step into a new season of growth, feeling better inside and out, creating flexibility from their phones and rebuilding a sense of confidence and joy. And you got this whole video situation. It's about becoming the kind of woman who feels strong, supported, and proud when she looks in the mirror and filling her pockets, filling Kelsey Rhae's pockets. Yeah, so you get this whole greeting thing. This was immediately sent after the form was filled. There's not like this whole vetting thing. Stop quitting the side hustles. I gotta say, after going through the process step by step, getting it, up into the, taking it till as far as, and then I'm just like, okay, pause, we're done here. My team member who went through the process for some research is now receiving multiple texts a week pressuring them to finish signing. Hey, are you gonna sign up? You gonna sign up? Where's you going? Don't miss out. This is your chance. Don't miss out on your future. All that kind of shit people be saying. Yeah, that's going on.
In 2 years, this is what's gonna happen to you. You're gonna drive to your work. You're gonna walk into your boss's office. You're gonna sit down and you're gonna quit your job. You're gonna explain that little pyramid scheme thing that you almost got terminated for last year, you're now an entrepreneur and you're gonna be doing that full time.
It's hard for me to not see how this checks all of the boxes of a multi-level marketing scheme, allegedly, in my opinion. Maybe, I think. What do you think? Please do your research. In this economy, right? Like it's out there. So she's doing this whole Making Moms Rich sign-up program thing, which ultimately ties back to the weight loss supplement products that she promotes for this, in my opinion, shady-ass supplement company. Prove it! Literally. Yeah.
But I saw my sister, my aunt, my grandparents losing weight, getting healthy, and I was like, what the hell are you guys doing? Turns out they were drinking something called ketones. I thought it was bullshit. Nope, because I've tried it. Works before. Y'all ever tried it? It works. I tried it before, and I was like, no, that's bullshit. I was skeptical as I thought that it was all a scam, like many of you guys on here, right?
Y'all, just when you thought the cesspool couldn't get any more full of supplements, supplements, there's more. There's always more. Not only is Kelsey Rhae pulling her kids out of school and filming it for views to reel in more moms to her alleged MLM situation. And again, listen, I don't have like an issue. If moms are like out here and they're like, listen, I need to make some content because money is tight, the economy, the economy's on some bull. So like, I don't have an issue with parents who are like making content about their experiences, you know, with parenting or schooling. I don't have an issue with that. People need to be able to make an income, and social media is one of the greatest ways to do that for a lot of people. It's a lot of work, but it is an outlet. But the very company she's caught up in, Prove It, is also pushing ketone products that are shady as hell. On top of saying you can get free products by recruiting 3 VIP buyers, which this company and their CEO has faced a slew of lawsuits, including failing to include a Prop 65 label on their products in California after the state found, and I quote, the chemical in the product identified as exceeding allowable levels is lead. Y'all telling me that there was straight up lead in the supplement. Lead, like, dear Suspirians, my gosh, this is on top of their CEO, Brian Underwood, being sued as recently as July 2025 in a Kentucky suit for workplace and SA. Because, yeah, of course, somehow that's got to be in the story. According to the plaintiff's complaint, quote, almost immediately upon plaintiff working for Prove It and continuously and incessantly throughout the entire 5 years plaintiff worked for Prove It, Underwood sexually harassed plaintiff, including but not limited to, made sexually suggestive comments to her, asked her to have S with him, asked her to send nude pictures of herself to him, sent nude pictures of himself to her, and purchased lingerie and bathing suits for her to wear. How is this person still running a business? I'm glad they're suing. And to make matters worse, the weight loss ketones they're pushing aren't even effective. Abby Langer, a registered dietitian, published her findings on their products, saying, quote, exogenous ketones have no convincing evidence behind them for ketosis and weight loss. Prove It's research is garbage. Exogenous ketones don't, I hope I'm saying that word right, y'all. I don't know. Someone's gonna check me in the comments if I'm not. Exogenous ketones don't put you into nutritional ketosis like a ketogenic diet. No food erases carbs. They probably won't help you lose weight. Now, this whole story about online exploitation, allegedly, in my opinion, boils down to this shady company that has proven time and time again that they are preying on people desperate to lose weight or desperate to make money, which sadly is the reality for a lot of people struggling with their health, their finances, just trying to make it by in this world. Why would you be preying on them, which is often intertwined with aspects of life? Kelsey Rhae may be a victim of the system herself, I don't know, but she's also perpetuating the cycle by peddling debt and fantasy fitness solutions to people in need in hopes of a quick buck. The reality is that multi-level marketing schemes feed on debt and doubt and fear, and only then do they offer even the smallest return on investment. Remember, you can call $1 a return on investment. I hope that in the near future, TikTok and other social media platforms can crack down on this kind of predatory behavior, especially when kids' educations are at risk, but realistically, I don't see that happening. At the end of, so maybe TikTok's in the cesspool as well. At the end of the day, these platforms thrive as free advertising machines. Between TikTok Shop, Facebook ads, and why is it Facebook is, man, y'all unhinged over there. Between that and seemingly relatable creators luring users into webs of lies, it's clearer than ever on free platforms, you're not paying for the product, you are the product. Okay, Suspirians, time to step out of the dark waters of the cesspool. Grab a towel, okay, dry off. That's what I got. What do y'all think of this story? This one's kind of unhinged, right? Leave your thoughts in the comments, especially want to hear from y'all who are parents. What do y'all think about this and like the unschooling of it all? Because I have questions. If you want to hear more stories like this, be sure to subscribe to this channel and go ahead and tickle the like button for more. She likes it right under the chin. And let me know in the comments if you have any stories that you would like me to dip into. As a reminder, you can also grab your pieces from. We've got the Valid Ribcage collection, the Unbroken collection, of course, the Susspool Season 1 collection is still available. You can wear those as we have some fun as we dip into the cesspool of life, and I hope you love them as much as I do. I love seeing y'all when you tag me in your photos on Instagram. So also do follow me on Instagram, Twitter. I'm on Bluesky. It's all linked below. That's where I post most often, especially on Instagram. And I also announce opportunities to have your thoughts featured in the deep dives on my main channel, of which I have finally a brand new full deep dive Swoop doc out on my main channel. This one I worked so long on, my gosh, and like it's a fantastic piece. It is all about the rise and fall of the Katy Perry brand. It's fascinating. I dug so deep into this story, and we show perspectives, we play devil's advocate, we do all of that good stuff, and we talk about the outrage around so many things, the bad, the good, all of that stuff. It's fascinating. Please do give it a watch. It actually did get suppressed and right when it came out for a couple of things, content items that are in the video, so it got like majorly suppressed. So if you've seen it already and you want to click play and give it a watch to support, that would be incredible. And if you haven't seen it, please do watch it and comment on it, engage with it, share it, share these videos with a friend. When things get suppressed like that, it like literally, it's such a gut punch because of all of the work that I put into it and that my team put into it. So please do support if you can. Also, huge thank you to all of our channel members. I hope you're enjoying the stickers. I appreciate you all, and also to our Patreon producers, all of our petty patrons. You can join our Patreon community for exclusive access to 4 more videos per month. Yes, you heard me right. 4 more exclusive, uncensored, unfiltered videos per month. Plus, you'll get the entire back catalog of all of the rest of the videos that have been up there for quite a while. That's only available on Patreon. We've got the podcast happening over there and stuff that I just can't post over here, okay? Also, be sure to join me in learning a new language with Babbel and start speaking in just 3 weeks. Tap my link in the description or scan the QR code to get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription and treat yourself to new adventures. You deserve it, honey. Thanks for coming for a swim. Have a good day out there. Keep it creepy, keep it cute, and I'll see you next time in the cesspool. Swoop!